today's class is going to be a little bit more mobility work, a little bit less vinyasa flow. The goal is to get in some of the sticky spots you might have in your body, places that tend to stay really tight. And then we'll find some stretches to hopefully work through all of those. So we'll start with child's pose. Toes together, knees wide. Walk your hands all the way forward until you can kind of rest your forehead down to the mat. And then just start to breathe some space into the back body. Feeling widening across the rib cage, the lower back. With each exhale, see if you can soften a little closer to the mat. Take the next couple breaths to scan through your body and notice the places that maybe feel a little tighter today. Other places you know always tend to feel tight for you. See if you can start to direct your breath towards those spaces. And keep the hips nice and low. Walk the fingers towards the left. Shifting the hips to the right. Take a big inhale. Lengthen more through the right side of the body. And exhale, soften into that stretch. One more breath in. And as you exhale, make your way all the way over to the other side. Take the hips to the left, reach to the left fingertips. Take one more full breath here. And then walk back to center again. Climb up to all fours on your right. Knees under the hips, wrists under the shoulders. We're just going to start with some really big circles here. Starting to open up into the wrists, the knees, the shoulders, the hips. And kind of even bring your head into it as well. Swing your neck side to side as you move through these circles. And then go ahead and switch direction. Just take a few circles going the opposite way. Bring back to center. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders. Really press into that space between index finger and thumb. The index finger should be parallel to each other, parallel to the outside edges of your mat. And as you inhale, pull your hands back towards you slightly and drive the chest through the arms, getting a little cow pose. As you exhale, push into the hands around the spine, tuck the chin. Good. Come back to neutral, turn the hands out to about 45 degrees. And then same thing, press into the hands, pull the chest through the arms, lift the gaze. Then exhale, push into the hands, round the spine, touch into chest. Back to neutral, we're gonna flip our hands maybe all the way back, maybe not quite if you can't reach it. Press down through the hands, inhale, lift the heart. And then exhale, press into the hands, round the spine. And release. One more, we'll keep the hips over the knees this time, but walk the hands forward. Keep pressing into the hands, wrap the triceps down, and try to melt that armpit space down to the mat. I think we tried this in last week's class, so see the difference between arching the back like you're coming into that cow pose. So pressing the chest down, lifting the tailbone up towards the sky. And then come up part way, tuck the tailbone down, hug the navel in, try to round through the back, and then sink down from there. Just notice where you feel that stretch. All right, and then walk your hands back underneath the shoulders. Plant into the palms again to press between index finger and thumb. We'll tuck the toes this time, send the hips up and back, downward facing dog. So keep the hands really firm, press into the space between index finger and thumb, and that'll help you send the chest back towards the thighs and reach the sits bones higher. So the spine is really long, arms are really active, and keep all that strength in the upper body, come up to the balls of the feet, and then bend one knee to saw opposite heel to the ground, and then lift up. And switch. Just kind of pedal it out, but stay really strong and active through the upper body. Just start to find more space through the back of the legs. And then on your next inhale, lift both heels up and then keep shifting forward till you come all the way to the top of a plank, belly strong. With as much control you'll exhale, start to lift the hips up, press into the hands, send the chest back, hips back, downward dog. 2 more of those, inhale, roll all the way forward to your plank. And exhale, downward dog. And then last time, inhale, plank. Exhale, down dog. From your downward dog, we'll inhale the right leg up towards the sky. And then maybe take a moment to just shook out that ankle, point and flex the toe, or make big hip circles if that feels good. Just opening up a little more. And then on an inhale, straighten that leg out behind you. Do exhale, we'll step that foot all the way between the hands, walk it up if you need to. Now set your back knee down, and then just engage into the left glute. So squeeze the left glute forward, send the hips forward. We're just gonna lift the chest up, relax the shoulders down. Reach the fingertips towards the ear. There's this nice big opening for the whole front chain of the body. And then hands come down. We'll straighten the front leg, lift the back knee. Pull your toes up towards your face. And tuck your chin to your chest. Now we got this whole stretch through the entire back chain of the body. And bring your toes down, send the hips forward, lower the back knee, inhale, lift the chest, pull the shoulders back. And then exhale, hands down, straighten the front leg, tuck chin to chest. One more time, inhale, hips down, lift the heart. And then exhale, hands down, straighten the front leg, flex the toes. We'll bring the knee back down, send the hips forward, this time sweep the arms up to the sky. And then you're gonna make a fist with your left hand and kind of point through the wrist. So you just feel a nice stretch through the back of the hand. Take your right hand and just cup your fist. So your knuckles kind of line up. Okay? And then you'll reach through the left side of the waist and then use your right hand to kind of pull this left hand over to the side. Nice side body stretch, little wrist opening. So you can keep engaging into the left glute, lifting up out of the waistline. One more breath in. And exhale, just release the hands down. Send the straighten front leg for a moment. So we dig the right heel back and roots the chest forward. And then we're going to keep the chin tucked the whole time. So you'll feel this good stretch through the back of the neck into the sciatic nerve that runs through this low back. You're going to flex the right toes towards you, and then point the right toes. And then flex, point, flex, point. I'm going to make our way back into a lunge. We'll tuck the back toes, shift into the right leg, lift the left leg all the way towards the sky. And you could circle up ankle here, bend the knee, create a little more space. And then straighten out the left leg. The left foot come down next to the right, just a nice easy fold. If you want, you can kind of swing one knee at a time. Move through the hips. Press down through the feet. Inhale, rise all the way up to stand, reach arms overhead. And then exhale, nice easy fold all the way back down. Hands to shins, kind of halfway lift. Bend the hands, step the feet back to high plank. As you inhale, we'll shift forward onto the tiptoes. And then exhale, lower all the way down to the mat. Take your fingers out nice and wide, tent onto the hands. As you inhale, we'll lift the chest up. Then as you exhale, drop the right shoulder into the middle of the mat. And then inhale, lift both shoulders, lift the chest. And then exhale, drop the left shoulder in. One more of those, inhale. Exhale, stretch the front of the right shoulder. Inhale. Stretch the left. All right, last time we'll inhale, come through center. See if you can keep this engagement of pulling the shoulder blades together. Slide the hands right next to the ribs so they're underneath the elbows. And then tuck the toes. Press yourself all the way up and back down when you're facing dog. And then inhale your left leg up to the sky. Take a moment, bend the knee, point and flex the foot, whatever you want to do here. And then on an inhale, send that left leg back out. And exhale, step it all the way up between the hands. Finding a nice long lunge, lower your back knee down when you're ready. Engage into the right glute, send the hips forward. Just lift the chest up. We're just trying to open up through this right hip flexor. Relax the shoulders down, find some space across the front of the chest. And then hands down. Straighten the front leg, flex your toes, and tuck chin to chest. It's that back body chain again. Good, bring your right knee down, hips forward, lift the chest. And then hands down, straighten your front leg, flex your toes. Back knee down. Last time, lift the chest. And then hands down, straighten the front leg. Flex the toes. Okay, back knee down, lift the chest, this time straighten hands to the sky, and then make that fist again, reach to the right wrist, and catch the knuckles with the left hand, lift up, and then kind of pull that hand over to the right. Keep lifting up out of the waistline. On your next inhale, reach both hands up. And then exhale, hands to either side of the left foot. We'll lift into the left leg, we'll send the right leg up to the sky, little standing splits or standing L, circle out that right leg if you like. And then let the right foot land next to the left heel, till your feet out a little wider. We'll come down to Balasana. Turn this way so you can see. So, ideally, toes are slightly out, your heels are all the way to the mat. If they don't quite reach, don't worry about it. You can keep the hands on the ground to support you, or even set up on a block or something to give you a little bit more height for your hips. We're going to take the left hand in front of the left knee. We're going to tack that knee open, and see if you can find an external rotation through this left shoulder. So we're rotating it out, and then right hand to your right knee, and your right hand to the sky. And then flip your right hand behind you, so the thumb points away. And then see if you can take it to your lower back. Now we've got an external rotation through both shoulders. You can stay here if you want. You'll find a little bind, interlacing your fingers together around that knee. And then maybe drop left ear to left shoulder, a little space for the side of your neck. All right, release that. Come back to center. And then we'll switch right hand in front of the right knee, left hand to your left knee. You can stay here, just work on opening through the chest, through the hips, or maybe work towards the bind or a half bind again. And wherever you are, try to really press into that knee so you still find opening across the chest. We're not collapsing into it, we're trying to lift out of it. One more breath. And then go ahead, release. All right, hands to the mat, slowly straighten your legs. And then turn your toes in slightly. So feet are still maybe a little wider than hips, but second toes are parallel to the outside edges of your mat again. And then bend your knees a lot, so enough that your low belly can touch your thighs. And let the crown of your head hang. Might feel good to sway a little side to side or just release your neck. And take the hands to the low back. Interlace fingers together. You can keep your knuckles at your low back, or you could reach them all the way up overhead for a deeper stretch. Then you're going to bend into your right knee a lot and kind of turn and look up over your left shoulder. So feel a nice stretch through the left AT band, down our hip. One more breath in. As you exhale, come back through center, and then you'll bend the left leg and turn and look towards the right. Take another inhale. And then exhale, go ahead, come back to center, release the hands down. Hands up to the shins, find a halfway lift, shift the weight into the toes. We reach the chest forward even more. And then exhale, refold. And just one more of those, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. And then press through the feet, nice slow rise all the way up to stand. Arms sweep overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center, just take one breath here. And then on your next inhale, reach the arms back up. Exhale, forward fold. Hands to shins, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step back to the top of the push-up. We'll inhale here. And then exhale, lower all the way or halfway down. Look to the tops of the feet, inhale, pull the chest through, draw the shoulders back, cobra or upward dog. And then exhale, hips up and back, downward facing dog. From downward dog, inhale, reach the right leg up. Exhale, step your right foot between your hands. Keep the back knee lifted this time, but find the same action of extending the hips forward, dropping the chest or shoulders back as you lift the chest. And we'll reach the hands up to the sky. We'll press and lunge. Take a big breath in. And as you exhale, we're just going to sweep the hands back. Reach the shoulder blades together on the back body. Tuck the chin so you feel length through the back of your neck. And then inhale, reach the arms back up. And exhale, sweep the hands back. Last time, inhale, reach up. Good, as you exhale, we'll sweep the hands back. Find the engagement across the back body, but shift the weight into the right leg. Find warrior three. The entire back chain is working to lift you up here. Shoulder blades squeeze together. A left glute engaging, left heel lifting. We'll take one more breath in. And then as you exhale, just let the hands come down to the mat so we come back to that standing splits or standing L shape. You're going to peel over. So stack the left hip on top of the right. You might bend the left knee. And then walk your hands over to the right. You find this nice big side stretch for the entire left side of the body. One more breath here. And then walk your hands back to center. We'll straighten out the left leg and let the left toes come directly behind the right heels. It's like we're on a tightrope. Hands underneath your shoulders. Press down through the feet. Inhale, lengthen the chest forward. Exhale, fold. And root through the feet. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Last time, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Step the left foot up to meet the right. So we're back in our normal forward fold. And then press through the feet, inhale, come all the way up to stand. Catch your left wrist with your right hand, lift up, and then lean over to the right. Get heavier with the left foot. Back to center, both arms reach up. Catch the right wrist with the left hand, lengthen up, and then over to the left. Inhale back to center. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift. And fold. And then bend the knees. Sink the hips down, sweep the arms up, chair pose. So find that little root of the tailbone down towards the mat. So tailbone is lengthening. Take a big breath in here. And as you exhale, we'll keep the legs the same, but sweep the hands back, draw shoulder blades together, tuck the chin slightly. Same depth of the legs, or maybe sit a little deeper. Inhale, sweep the arms up. And exhale, hands back. One more time, inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands back. And then we'll keep the right fingertips reaching back, but reach the left arm forward. You find this oppositional reach, so if you could draw shoulder blades towards each other on the back body. We're going to shift the weight into the right leg. Just really awkward looking balance. With as much control as you can, send that left leg all the way back. And then keep reaching the chest up till the right hand can find the back thigh, the left hand can reach up. This revolved crescent. You might need to widen out your stance a little bit more. Keep bending with the front knee. Lift the back leg up. One more inhale. And then exhale, left hand underneath the left shoulder. So you plant it down to the mat. Reach the right hand to the sky. Your right toes are going to turn all the way to the right side of your mat. And then you'll spin onto the outer edge of the left leg. So all 10 toes face the right. Take an inhale here, lift that bottom hip a little higher. And as you exhale, you're going to sink that left hip towards the ground and reach your right hand towards your left foot. And inhale, lift the hips, lift the right hand. Doesn't have to be a super big movement. Just sink the hips slightly. Reach the right hand back. One more time, inhale. Exhale. All right, reach the right hand up. We're going to take the right hand down next to the left and then turn the right toes back forward, spin onto the ball of the left foot. So hips are going to stay where they are, sinking to the right. We're going to walk the fingertips out to the left, like on a diagonal. So we're trying to find as much space through the right side of the waist as we can. If you want, you can bring this back knee down to give you a little more support. But really sink the hips back, reach the arms forward. Take one more full breath here. And then start to walk the hands back underneath the shoulders. Lift the back knee up if it's down. We'll turn all 10 toes to the left this time. And press down through the feet so you feel really centered and grounded through the legs. Inhale, lengthen onto the fingertips. And then exhale, just a nice easy fold down the center. Try not to hold your head up here. Just let it hang. Let gravity kind of stretch out the neck by just using the weight of your head. Then we'll come back onto the fingertips, lengthen the spine. So you exhale, we're going to bend into the left leg. So point the knee out as you start to sink that hip back. So it's an external rotation to the left thigh. You're welcome to stay here. Just find that opening through the left leg. If you want to drop lower, we'll start to come towards Skandasana. So sink the hips all the way down. Flex the right toes and point them up towards the ceiling. External rotation through both thighs. So like Malasana, this is a really good one to kind of open up through the lower back and the hips, especially if you spend a lot of time sitting. And even if you feel like you're really high in this one, just hanging out in the shape is going to do a lot of benefit for you. You can stay here if you want to take the left hand in front of the left knee and reach the right arm up. You can find a little opening here. And then bring the right hand down. We'll come back up through the center. And then walk all the way back to the front of the mat. Turn the right toes forward. Lift the back heel up. Set the right foot back to meet the left. Make your way through a vinyasa or whatever you want to do to get back to downward dog. And once you're in downward dog, we'll inhale, reach the left leg up. Exhale, step the left foot between the hands. Rise into crescent lunge. So hips forward, chest up, hands to the sky. Bend deeper through the front knee, lift the back leg up. Take a big inhale. And then exhale, sweep the hands back, feel the shoulder blades draw together. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands back. Crown of the head reaches forward. One more time, inhale. Exhale, hands back. Shift the weight into the left leg, so the crown of the head keeps reaching forward. You stamp that right heel towards the back room. And then your arms aren't just floating here. There's a lot of work, here goes the bounce. A lot of work in drawing the shoulder blades together, keeping that back body active and working to lift you up here. Take one more inhale. And then exhale, just let the hands land down. Maybe lift that back leg up a little higher. And then we'll spin it open. So stack right hip on the left, off the fingertips to the left. Breathe as much space through the entire right side of the body as you can. So from that hip flexor, the waist, the shoulder. Walk your hands back to center, straighten out the right leg. And then right toes directly behind the left. Hands under the shoulders, press through the feet, shift the weight forward a little bit, lengthen, and then exhale, hold. And inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. More inhale, halfway lift. And fold. All right, set the right foot up to meet the left. Press down through the feet, inhale, rise to stand. This time the left hand's gonna come right in between your shoulder blades. Right hand's gonna catch the left elbow and hug it into the middle. We'll link it up through the crown of the head and then lean over to the right. Press more through the left foot, the left hip. And then back to center. Right hand in between the shoulder blades. Catch the right elbow with the left hand, lift up, and then over to the left. Back to center, reach both arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift. And fold. One last time, bend the knees, sweep the arms up to your pose. Exhale, sweep the hands back, navel, and reach crown of the head forward. Inhale, lift up. Sweep the hands back. One more inhale. Exhale. All right, left hand stays reaching back, right fingertips reach forward. Feel that engagement, shoulder blades draw toward each other. Shift the weight into the left leg, keep the right knee up. As much control as you can, so just send that right leg back. And then all the way down to the mat. And staying here, you could stay in the open arm twist if that feels better. Or left hand to your back thigh, or reach the right arm up. Keep bending at the right knee. One more breath in. And then exhale, right hand down underneath the right shoulder, left hand to the sky. Make sure that that right wrist is directly under your shoulders, so you're stacking the joints, and then we'll turn the left toes to face to the left, and onto the outer edge of the right foot. Lift that bottom hip, lift up a little higher, and then exhale, sink the hips, reach towards that left, back right foot. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, sink. One more time, inhale. Exhale. All right, reach both hands, or left hand up, and then bring it next to the right, turn the toes back forward. Okay, so sink the hips down, nice and low. Keep the hips where they are, walk the hands up to a diagonal. If you drop the back knee on the first side, you're welcome to drop it again here. Just support yourself a little more. Walk the hands back underneath the shoulders. We'll turn all 10 toes to the right, and then fold down the middle again. This time, if you want more, you can walk your fingertips back through your legs, and just find a deeper fold. Let the head be heavy. Your hamstrings should be more open at this point, so see what happens if you shift the weight towards the balls of your feet. Might give you a little deeper stretch through the low back, hips. All right, come back onto the fingertips. We'll start to bend into the right knee, send that knee out. Hang out here, come all the way down, Svanasana. If you want, you can open up the arms. These are all just options, right? The goal of mobility is just to be able to do a little bit more, find a slightly bigger range of motion each time you try out a posture. So you don't have to go to the biggest range of motion right away. Just work with where you're at. It's going to give you the most benefit. All right, take the hands down, start to walk yourself all the way back to the front of the mat. And then once you're back in your lunge, bring your right knee down, realize your cops on the left side, straighten the front leg. All right, chin to chest. So we're in our half splits. You're going to flex the left toes towards you, keep the chin tucked, point the toes. Flex the toes, bend the toes. One more flex. Point. Flex. And then walk yourself back into a lunge. Step back through plank. Take a vinyasa, take whatever you want to do. And then once you're in your downward dog, we'll take the knees down and tuck the toes under. And just start by flipping your fingertips back towards you. And the tendency is to bring the hands in the air order when you do this, so keep your hands really wide so they're still shoulder distance apart. We're just going to rock the way back towards the heels and let the front of the wrists lift. So we feel the stretch all the way down into the fingers. Back. Just try that out a couple times. Try to keep really pressing into the fingers. So that nice active release. This is a good one for avoiding wrist pain, carpal tunnel, type stuff. One more of these. All right, and then make sure all 10 toes are tucked underneath so they all get to be part of the fun. And see if you can sit all the way back towards your heels. You won't be here for super long. Bring your hands together so you're interlacing fingers, and then you're just going to kind of circle out. Nice big wrist release. You can change direction, circle out the other way. Good. And then we're going to kind of pull on the right hand with the left hand, so you actually like lift the knuckles up and reach that arm overhead. Okay, so keep lifting through the knuckles, and then find a little side body stretch again. Release that, come back to center. Now the right hand is going to pull the left knuckles up, so you find a little release through the left wrist. And then come over to the right. Toes are still tucked under right now. All right, reach up, release the hands, bring them down to the mat. Give your toes a little release, and tap them into the mat. And then sink back towards the heels for a second. Just relax your shoulders down. We're going to come up to our knees and find a camel pose. So engage into the glutes, send the hips forward. If you want a little more support, you're going to curl your toes under. They might feel a little tired, so if you want to keep them untouched, feel free. And then hands to your lower back, palms, or fingers facing down or fingers facing up. You're just going to use your hands to kind of press the hips forward. So you send the tailbone down, send the hips forward, and then draw the shoulder blades together so you feel them pulling together on the back body. So the entire back chain is firing here, and that's what's creating the openness to the front of the body. So we're not just dumping into the lower back, we're really creating this active lift, right? You can stay here, just keep engaging. Or maybe take one hand to your right ankle, and then the other hand to your left ankle. But again, you're still pressing the hips forward, lifting the back of the heart up. One more breath. And then hands back to your lower back, come all the way up. Let's untuck the toes, sink the hips down towards the heels. If you want a little more active stretch, you can lift up one knee, stretch the top of the foot and the shin, and then the other knee. And then from here, go ahead and interlace your hands behind your back, so knuckles together again, and then wrap them all the way over towards your left hip. Keep drawing the tailbone down, the belly in. Hug shoulder blades together. And then you're going to drop left ear to left shoulder. Try a little stretch for the neck. Slowly draw your head through center. Take your knuckles all the way to the other hip. Draw the shoulders back. And then right ear to right shoulder. Go ahead, release everything back to center, release the hands. Let's sit all the way off to one side. And bring the legs forward, shake them out a little bit. Flex the feet, sit up nice and tall through the spine. While inhale, take the arms up to the sky. And as you exhale, just fold about halfway. Keep flexing the feet towards you. And then as you inhale, see if you can reach your chest towards your toes. And then exhale, fold all the way down. Just let your hands rest wherever they want to. But see if you can tuck your chin in. So that you're finding length through the back of the neck here. If that gets too deep, just come up a little bit more. Keep flexing the feet so you get that nice stretch all the way from the sole of the foot through the crown of the head. Be here for about 3 more breaths. On your next inhale, start to feel yourself back up. And then all the way onto your back. Draw your knees into your chest when you get there. Just rock side to side or make little circles with the knees. Release your lower back. And then we're going to cross the right ankle all the way over the left thigh. So we make that figure 4 shape. Make sure you flex the right foot. Hold it here or pick up the left leg and hug it in towards you. Keep drawing the right knee forward. Notice where you feel this. If you could visualize sending your breath into the tighter spots. So with each breath, we start to create more space and release out some of the tension. And we'll keep this shape, but just let the right foot come all the way down to the left side of the mat. I like to hold on to my ankle, just give it some support, and then reach the right arm out to the side. So a little twist, a little bit of an outer hip stretch. Then just play with turning your head really slowly all the way towards the right, and then all the way towards the left. Notice where you feel a nice release through the neck, and then hang out there. Take maybe another 2 deep breaths. Then we'll slowly draw everything back to center. Both knees into the chest. The left ankle over the right leg, let the left knee come forward. Trying to find as much ease in the stretch as you can. So shoulders soft, back of the head relaxing. Maybe you can even bring the tailbone down to the mat. All right, release the left foot all the way down to the right side. And the left arm out. Lift that left knee up towards the ceiling. Maybe again, you turn your head all the way towards one side, see how that feels. Nice. Control it all the way to the other side. Let's take one more full breath. Slowly make your way back to center. Hug both knees into your chest one last time. Nice big squeeze, lower up side to side. And then when you're ready, extend the legs all the way out for Shavasana. Now let your feet flop open. Bring your hands down by your sides and see if you can draw your shoulder blades underneath you. When you feel comfortable, close your eyes. And just let the weight of your body just sink down into the support of your mat. This is so important to our practice, is this time to just rest, so that our body can begin to soak in all of the work that we did. And prepare us to come back stronger and more mobile for the next time. Give yourself these last few minutes just to do nothing. Relax, breathe, be here. Begin to slowly move your fingers and toes. Just notice if you can find any more space and movement. Rotate your wrists and ankles. Maybe turn your head one side and then to the other. Once you reach the arms overhead, take a nice big full body stretch, big reach. And let that go, draw your knees into your chest. And slowly make your way all the way up to the seat. When you get there, just take a moment to feel how you feel now versus when you first rolled out your mat. There's a little more space in the shoulders, the hips, the neck. Maybe a little more space in your mind as well. And we'll take the hands together in front of the heart. And then lift our thumbs to the center of our foreheads. Lifting our hearts to bow to ourselves and each other. Namaste.